theme of the day today. Dream big. To dream big, you have to think big, isn't it?
Yes.
But I have a warning for you. Don't think big while you are in an immigration hall clearing your immigration. In any part of the world, if you go, there is a yellow line in the immigration hall which you are not supposed to cross. After a delayed flight, I was standing in an airport and I was just standing like this on the yellow line. All of a sudden, from nowhere, one police officer came and said, "Why you have crossed the yellow line?" I told him, "I didn't cross it. I am in the right place." "Oh, you think you are in the right place?" "Yes, come with me. I will take you to the right place." Then he took me there and put me in the last of the longest queue of the immigration counter. I had to wait for another 50 minutes to pass the immigration. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
Today in my speech, which is titled Immigration Fiasco, I am going to share with you some of my embarrassing experience in the immigration hall. Once, I arrived in one airport in the noontime. Through the scorching sun and bright lights, we had to go by a bus from the aircraft to the immigration counter. I put on my sunglasses. I was there in the immigration counter. When I reached in the counter, I gave my passport. The immigration officer looked at me, looked at the passport, wrote something on the slip and told me, "Go to my manager." I was anxious. I said, "Is there any problem?" "Go to my manager." I had to go. So I went to the manager's office. I gave the passport and the slip. He looked at me, then looked at the passport, looked at the slip, then started smiling. I was really furious. I said, "What happened? What's wrong?" The manager said, "Are you there in that line with your sunglasses on?" I said, "Yes." "Okay, remove your sunglasses." I removed my sunglasses, put it in your pocket. They put it in my pocket. "Now you go to the counter, there will be no problem." I said, "Okay, I understand. But tell me, what he has written in that slip?" He said, "He has written your face is not matching with your passport." See, I actually hurt the ego of that immigration officer by wearing that sunglasses. That was the root clause. Usually, I am always in the wrong queue in an immigration hall. I believe most of the people you also feel the same way. If the wrong queue, by wrong queue I mean that whatever queue I stand, that starts moving slowly. Always it happens, always. So once I arrived in one immigration hall, I was standing there. On the left hand side, the queue are moving very fast. On my right hand side, the queue was moving very fast, but my queue was completely standstill. So what I did, I just changed the line. With my bad luck, from nowhere, one police officer came and said, "Why you change the line?" I said, "Because that line is not moving and I want to go quickly." "Yes, you want to go quickly? Come with me." So he took me. There was an empty chair in the last part of the hall. He said, "Stand here." And he was not allowing me to stand in the queue. When the whole immigration hall was empty, he said, "Now you can go. You can go very quickly." Again, here, I hurt that sentiment of the officer by saying that I want to go quickly. The most embarrassing experience I have had in my own country, in my own state, in my own city. That time I was coming from Kolkata in India to Abu Dhabi in UAE. I gave my passport. So the officer looked at me and said, "Are you Sukdeb Chatterjee?" That's my home city. So I said, "Do you have any doubt?" He looked at me. He said, "You are not Sukdeb Chatterjee. You cannot go." I said, "What? How do you know that I am not Sukdeb Chatterjee?" He said, "Man, in the passport, your height is written 175 centimeters. And you are not 175. Maximum you are 160. I was also arrogant. I said, maybe those passport officers, they take my height with my shoes on. He said, still, with your shoes, maximum you could be 168, not 175. Moreover, color of your eyes are not black, it's grayish. I said, is it? He said, yeah. So after 40 years of my birth, I came to know that time, the color of my eyes are not black, because it was written in the passport. Anyway, I requested that, please don't harass me. Finally, he allowed. Here again, I hurt the ego of that immigration officer by saying that, do you have any doubt? See, by all these stories, I would like to tell you that main problem is the ego of the people. If you see, whatever problems we are facing in the world now, mainly the political problems, it's because of the ego. It's for the ego of the individual, it's for the ego of a group of people, it's for the ego of a particular country, it's for the ego of a particular group of country, it's for the ego of a group of religious people. We are facing all these problems. So, my simple advice to all of you is, try to get rid of these personal egos. But, remember, never cross the yellow line, never change the queue, never wear sunglasses when you are passing through an immigration officers or the security, and make sure that all the information in the passport are correct. If your color of your eye is gray, its mention is gray. If your height is 165, it is mentioned 165. Then you will not face all these immigration fiascos which I have experienced. Back to the question.